guys, it's your girl Aya and welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be how to become an actor. I am super excited for this video because as long as I could remember, all I wanted to do was be an actor. I get so many questions and so many people reach out to me asking for advice that I was like, okay, it's about time I need to do this video. What really made me realize I needed to do this video is somebody saw my acting vlog, followed me on Instagram, and then DM'd me asking for tips and advice. How do they get started as an actor? I'm like, there's no reason you should go searching for me to ask questions, you know? I should have something there for you guys on how to help you become an actor. Getting started myself, I didn't know where to start. My mom didn't know anything about the entertainment industry. I didn't know anything, so for the longest it was just a dream. And where I lived in North Carolina, they didn't have any of those resources. There's no options really. So I didn't know what to do. And I really do wish I would have had someone to point me in the right direction, but I had to learn from trial and error, and that's fine, you know, no regrets. I didn't have another choice, but I want to be that person for you so that you don't have to go searching on how to become an actor when you have limited to no resources, when you have no knowledge about the entertainment industry. I want to be that person for you to help you get started on your acting journey. So who am I? Who am I to give you advice on how to become an actor? I am Mariah. I am currently an actress in Los Angeles, California. I live in Hollywood. I've been on a decent amount of sets, a decent amount of jobs. I've learned so much. I've grown so much. I also went to an acting academy. I went to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. That's a very well-renowned acting academy. It is the oldest English-speaking acting academy in the world, and it also is the #1 school when it comes to alumni who have been nominated for Tonys, Oscars, and Emmys. We have alumni like Paul Rudd, Matthew Lillard, Adam Scott, Dennis Haysbert, Danny DeVito, Jessica Chastain, Grace Kelly, and that's just to name a few. In regards to my acting career, I still am in the beginning, but the biggest thing I've booked thus far is Chicken Girls, which is probably how some of you guys found me, from my Chicken Girls acting vlog in the first place. If you want to hear more about my acting journey, I can make a whole separate video on that, but as for now, I am just here to get you started as an actor. So if you're anything like me, you don't have any friends, family who knows anything about the entertainment industry, and you don't have any resources near you to get into the entertainment industry, so you have no idea where to start. You also might live in a small town, or you just might live in a place that doesn't have any acting resources, so you might not know where to get started, and you are in the same place that I was in. I'm going to tell you your options and let you know that just because you don't have resources around you doesn't mean that, you know, it's hopeless. There are other options that you just don't know about because nobody has been able to give you this knowledge. You have a few options. Number one, you can join your local theater, or you can join your drama club at school or a drama club. Now, a lot of people sleep on theater, and I will be honest, me in the beginning, I slept on theater as well because I was like, I don't want to do that. Like, I want to be on TV. I want to be on TV and do TV and film. Like, what I need to do theater for? So if you're thinking anything like me, or like I used to think in the past, I am telling you, do not sleep on community theater or a drama club, and let me tell you why. Being in theater will teach you a lot of things that will really benefit you. For one, it'll help you memorizing lines, it'll help you be able to perform in front of live audiences, and most importantly, it'll help you be able to perform without stopping. Regardless if you mess up, regardless if you fumble on the line, you have no choice but to keep going in theater because you are putting on a show. And one of the greatest things you'll learn when it comes to theater is that the audience, you know, they don't know the script, they don't know your lines. So if you just keep going and act like nothing happens, nobody will ever know. Theater or drama club will really teach you these things, and I wish I hadn't slept on it in the past because it could have helped me. I slept on it for a couple of reasons. The reason I listed before, and then also I was just scared. I was like, what if I mess up? I don't want to embarrass myself. But learning to be an actor is all about messing up. Even professional actors mess up. That's why we have blooper reels, and everybody loves blooper reels, right? I mean, come on. Number two, you can drive to another town or city to take classes. That's what I did starting out. I started by taking acting and modeling classes. This really helped me build my confidence and just learn the basics. I didn't even know what slating was, and that's something that is such a basic thing to me now. But once again, you know, when you're getting started, you don't know all these things. But if you are driving and you're anything like me, hopefully you have a supportive parent who will take you. My mom would take me there and back every weekend, and it was a lot of time and money, but you know, she believed in me, I believed in me, and it paid off in the end. And this is really a great option if you really want to take in-person classes. Number three, and one of the easiest to access options, is online private coaching and online acting classes. What's so great about this is there are so many options out there, there's so many teachers, and it can really help you not only learn the basics, it can really help you be able to focus on what you are interested in. Because there are a lot of different types of acting, when you take a certain class, you're able to take the class that is specifically what you want to learn or specifically what you are trying to do. Now, I know a lot of us just want to get to the big screen. I know, because that's all I wanted to do. But trust me when I say you want to take your time. If you start before you're ready, you'll end up looking back thinking, Jeez. I probably should have taken a class or two. And if you also start before you're ready, you might not be able to get as many opportunities because you don't have the training, you don't have the skills, you don't know the basics, you just haven't learned anything yet. So just remember, there is no need to rush. The industry is going to need all kinds of people forever. That's the best thing about the acting industry, is you can be any age, any color, anything, because they need all those types, because there's every type of person in the world. So don't worry, you're never too old, you're never wasting time. Trust me when I say you rather develop your skills first, because it's gonna make it easier for you after. Now don't get me wrong, some people just have natural skill, but I even think that natural skill needs to be practiced or can be enhanced. So if you just start auditioning for stuff off the bat, you may not book anything because maybe you don't know how to properly self-tape, or maybe you haven't developed your skills. So trust me when I tell you, taking the time to take these classes, develop your skills, learn how to memorize lines, all these things not only will help you develop yourself as an actor and prepare yourself for your future and your career, but it'll also show you if this is what you want to do. You'll start to learn all that it takes to become an actor, memorizing and using, your emotional availability and learning how to access that, things like that. It'll help you learn to better yourself as an actor, and if this is for you. Now that you know you can just start taking these online classes, maybe you don't know where to start. So what are you gonna do? You want to make sure that you branch out into whatever you are most interested in, or whatever types of acting that you want to get into, whether that be TV, film, Broadway, theater, musical theater, or something else that I just can't think of right now. If you're learning about TV and film, you want to make sure you're learning about slating, acting on camera, reading between the lines. And by reading in between the lines, I mean, what is your character saying that they're not really saying? How to develop a character, things like that. You want to make sure you're learning things like that if that's what you're interested in. If you're interested in doing theater, you want to make sure you learn how to project your voice and how to adjust your emotions so that every audience member can see it. When you're doing theater, you have to make sure you are doing things big enough so that every audience member can see what you're doing and hear what you're doing. When it's musical theater, you want to make sure to learn how to project your voice, how to portray emotion through song, and how to transition between acting to singing and acting while singing, things like that. The industry has changed so much within the past 2 years because of the pandemic. We've had self-tape submissions for years, but when the pandemic happened, that became our new normal. And even though you could say the pandemic has slowed down a little bit, may not be as bad, you may be able to say that, self-tapes are still our new normal. It's very rare that you get acting auditions in person, and this is coming from somebody who lives in Los Angeles, one of the biggest acting industries, in the world because of Hollywood. And I do have an agent and a manager. So this is coming from somebody who is represented, and I'm telling you, we barely have any in-person auditions. Like, it's rare. Even when I booked Chicken Girls, they didn't call me for an in-person audition. I booked it straight off my self-tape, and a lot of them are like that. So because the industry has become so online, so digitalized, you need to learn how to act via camera, via iPhone, via whatever you're using to record your self-tapes. A lot of actors used to depend on like the feeling of being in the room, reading the room, but we don't have that option anymore. So it can be a plus or a negative to some people, but honestly, it doesn't matter because you're gonna have to learn how to do it anyways, so it's better to just learn how to do it. A lot of my schooling ended up being online because of the pandemic, so I had an advantage in terms of learning how to self-tape properly. So how do we do our acting via self-tape versus in person? If you're doing a self-tape audition, I'm guessing you most likely are going for TV and film. So TV and film is known to be smaller, so not as theatralized, less facial expressions, not as big, more subtle. That doesn't mean that you can't show big emotions. It depends on what the scene calls for, but you don't want to be too big because you want it to be able to translate properly. In regards to self-taping, I'm gonna make this quick and simple and short. All you really need is a nice backdrop, a nice ring light, and a camera or a phone. Really, you don't even need a camera. I just usually use my camera because I have one, but you are perfectly fine using an iPhone or a phone with good quality. The industry is so much online that even when it comes to meeting talent reps, that's gonna be usually on Zoom too, or even over the phone. I have met my manager in person now, but that was months after the fact. When he signed me, we met via Zoom, and in regards to my agent, we met over the phone. So now you've started taking these classes, and maybe you're starting to see some improvement, and you want to take it to the next step. You probably want to find representation, an agent, a manager, something like that. Right? Even though a lot of the auditions that you get are going to be self-tapes, you want to make sure you know how to audition in a room as well. Now, how do you learn that skill? You get taught it and you practice. And you also just might have to learn it by auditioning in person. So you either learn it when you get to it, or you can take classes for that as well. They do have classes on that. Once you start bettering your skills and you think you're ready to get repped, it's time for the headshots. This is very, very important. So I've had a lot of hit or miss when it comes to headshots. A lot of my headshots when I first got them, I also had body shots originally, and that's probably because I was doing acting and modeling, so a lot of my headshots were more modeling based. But if you want to do TV and film, you want to have more character based headshots. So I'm going to show you a few of mine on the screen right now. You want somebody to be able to look at that picture and think, yeah, that gives me bad boy. Yeah, that gives me prissy girl. Yeah, that gives me nerd. You want to have a variety, but you also want to make sure you have what you'll most likely be playing. That is something that you have to learn in this industry, is your brand. Who are the types of characters that you will be playing? Now, that does not mean you will be playing the same type of character every time. A lot of actors want to avoid getting typecasted anyways, but you do want to know your type and your brand. Me personally, like, I've been told so many things when it comes to your type and stuff like that. A lot of people say you need to ease into your type. A lot of people say don't get typecasted. I say, man, you know, just be in your journey, and whatever happens, happens. And then if you have a problem, fix it or get out of it, you know? Like, I don't like to get too deep in thought about it, because to me, you know, every acting opportunity I get is just a blessing in itself. I'm just so happy to get another acting opportunity. So I'm not thinking about, you know, is this my type? Although I will say there have been a lot of times I've gotten auditions and I'm like, now they know I don't look this old. But if you do get auditions and it's out of your age range, usually it's because they're considering your age range as well. And also, you know, you want to make sure that you're getting headshots that are going to help you in the field you're trying to go into, whether that's TV and film, theater, musical theater, etc. Or if you want to do all of them, you know, you want to have a broad variety. And if you want to do modeling as well, you want to have some headshots that are more modeling based. From there on, taking classes, improving, auditioning will become a part of your daily life. And you keep auditioning, you know, until forever. If this is what you want to do for the rest of your life. When it comes to acting, it's very easy to compare yourself to others. Oh my gosh, she's the same age as me, and look at all that she's doing. What have I done? Don't do that. You really can't compare your journey to anyone else's journey. For one, because you're just a totally different person. And for two, you don't know the behind the scenes of that person. A lot of times, like say for example, there's an actor my age and they're 20. It can happen, you know, where somebody gets something really big on their first try, but that doesn't mean they weren't taking classes. To us as an audience, it might look like they blew up overnight, but usually this person has been working for years. Like a lot of times if you see a 20-year-old actress my age who has been on something really big, she's likely been acting since she was a kid. You see it all the time. They've been working since before you even got started. So is that even fair to compare your journey to their journey? No. And also, once again, you're just a different person. So your journey is never gonna look like anybody else's. And also, don't let anybody else define your goals. When it comes to this industry, a lot of times it can be about if you made it, but what is making it? You know, making it is your own definition. Don't let it be if you got on TV or a movie or if you blew up or whatever it is. Let that be your own definition. If being on one TV show is making it to you, that's making it to you. If being in theater is making it to you, then it is. If being in traveling theater is making it to you, if being on all these different things, you have to create your own definition. Don't let people create that for you, because as soon as you want to say you're an actor, people are like, oh, what have you been in? And if it's not something big, then people try to invalidate you as an actor. But being an actor is more than just what you've been in. So make sure you set your own goals and your standards for yourself, and don't let other people define that. I really just want to say, if you believe in yourself, then this will happen for you. You know, if you believe in yourself, that's all that matters. And I've said this in so many of my videos, just about plenty of things, because it's so true. If you believe in yourself, nothing can stop you. If you don't believe in yourself, you are the only person stopping yourself. It doesn't matter if she believes in you or if he believes in you. If you believe in you, you are the one that are making the actions and the decisions to get you where you're trying to go. So you're the only one who can affect your journey. So if you believe in yourself, you can make this happen. I believe in you, but it's not enough just for me to believe. I believe in you, and I know if you know, put on all the work, you go make it. Not only that, you know, I believe in you and I know you can do it. So just keep going. I hope this video has been help in you trying to start your acting career, your acting journey. If there's any questions I didn't answer, or if there's any questions that you have, make sure to comment them below, because I really do want to help you. So yeah, that's about it, and I really hope that you stay committed on your acting journey and know that it can happen for you.